start the show with a topic that has taken the sports world by storm, I guess you could say. And I don't even know what the topic truly is, to be honest with you. Like, I guess the topic here is just Caitlin Clark. And I think it's insane that, like, those two words and that human being is so polarizing 2 weeks into her professional basketball career that she's like this heavy topic when she hasn't done anything but play basketball games. But the entire conversation around her has spiraled in such a crazy way. Since the last week, we haven't talked about Caitlin, I think, since she's joined the WNBA. We've had conversations about her in the past. But in the last week, we had Kennedy Carter, who is a WNBA player, basically take a cheap shot at Caitlin, and her teammates celebrated that. And after the game, she hit the podium and was pretty I don't know, she just wasn't having it. Like, people asking what happened with Caitlin, she's like, I'm not answering a Caitlin Clark question. She was back online liking responses and responding to people saying Caitlin flopped, and just a lot of animosity at her for that. And then yesterday, Pat McAfee goes on ESPN and opened the show with what I think was a monologue in praise of Caitlin and like giving her a lot of love and respect. But at the climax of this monologue that included a PowerPoint about how great Caitlin Clark is, he referred to her as the white bitch. So this is just getting weirder and weirder. And I don't have a good pulse on how to even ask you a question to kick off this topic. But Carter, what is happening with Caitlin Clark?
The thing is, everything around it. I think you pointed this out, is just non-basketball related, which is just like it's nauseating at this point. It's annoying. It's like, you seen that meme that people post where it's like 0 days since insert something has happened. Like, that has now become the narrative. Like, it's literally 0 days every time there's some type of Caitlin Clark narrative, or Caitlin Clark something, this, that, and the third. Part of basketball, and whether you like it or not, is there are like these players that like to send messages or be enforcers or send fouls. Where they lose me in all this is that there's players that are trying to downplay Caitlin Clark, the hooper and the basketball player, like she's not that. Like, I believe her name was Kennedy Carter, who was the player who fouled, was assessed with a flagrant foul against Caitlin Clark, which honestly, like, that's whatever. That happens in hoop. I understand, like, it's not a basketball play, but like, that happens in the game of basketball. The part that irked me is that she goes to the podium and goes on Twitter, wherever she went, and said, "What does Caitlin Clark bring to the game besides shooting threes?" What are we talking about here? What do you mean? What does she bring to the game besides shooting threes? If her teammates could make layups at a non-Kwame Brown level, she would probably be averaging a double-double, maybe even a triple-double. Like, let's not. You can hate on her, you can do all that. I understand that. You can be salty about her. That's part of it, I guess, as well. That sometimes that's what happens. Like, people love to hate on greatness. Unfortunately, that becomes a part of the thing, the part of the narrative. But let's not act like Caitlin Clark's not a hooper. Like, let's have a little bit, somewhat level of respect. I don't even care if she is just a brand new rookie in the WNBA. That's just where they lose me in this discourse. And outside of that, just to kind of comment on what like McAfee said, just like, why, in my opinion, like, Caitlin Clark's went on his show. Even if he's like, oh, Caitlin Clark's a friend, I was saying it jokingly. I just don't know if that's something you like joke about. I got two younger sisters that have hooped too, by the way. If some dude referred to my sister as some bitch, I would be very, very insulted. Or if that was like my wife or my girlfriend, like, I'm sure Caitlin's boyfriend is not pleased right now that his girlfriend's being referred to as that white bitch on a big ESPN showing. Even if McAfee didn't mean it in the way he meant it, it's just like, why, in my opinion? And now it's causing a stir around Caitlin Clark once again that is completely non-basketball related. Meanwhile, the Fever are playing their 20th game in the 27 days. What is going on in the W?
It feels like you ever have like a favorite show, like a favorite sitcom or just a TV show you like watch religiously in real time as it comes
Yeah,
out. And
yeah,
then like you get to like a season finale, and the season finale is just like way too much is happening and it's chaotic and it sucks.
yes.
That's what this feels like. Like, I love watching Caitlin Clark play basketball. That is at the root of all of this. Speaking for me, and I know there's people all over the world that may care about Caitlin Clark or watch Caitlin Clark for other reasons than I do, but I like watching Caitlin Clark play basketball. I think she is so thrilling to watch. She is incredibly skilled. She makes everybody better, and it's just fun. It is like watching a young Steph Curry play basketball, and I was very excited as I was watching her games in college. Like I watched a bunch of Iowa basketball in the last few years. I was very excited to watch what she does in the WNBA because it's a bigger test, because there's been some animosity from Diana Taurasi for all the storyline reasons, both on and off the court. I was into this. And then it gets there and it's not fun at all. It's not fun at all because way too much is happening that has nothing to do with the very core of why I like her in the first place, which is watching her play basketball. I still enjoy watching the Fever play. I do. But I don't enjoy any of the rest of this. And I feel bad for her. I really feel bad for her because look, I think she brings some of this on herself in the sense that she's really fiery, which all great players are, right? You have a personality, and I think for better or for worse, part of her game is kind of like baiting foul calls. And she's a transcendent figure in the sport. She truly is. And people acknowledging that she's transcendent has pissed off everybody in her sport so much that now every single day she has to wake up and deal with shit that has nothing to do with the actual game. It's just like, what ESPN personality said something about me today? What did they say on First Take when they argued about if they even talk about me enough the way that they should? What person on the scouting report do I need to worry is going to cheap shot me today? What is Angel Reese saying? Like, it's chaotic and it's messy and it's annoying to me as someone who actually wants to watch all this stuff. And I think look, I'm not going to speak on like how WNBA fans should feel because honestly, I don't even feel qualified enough. I haven't been tuned in enough to the WNBA in the past to speak on like how different this is or what this moment should be. But in my sense as a basketball fan, like I know there's a lot of people like me that are tuning in really seriously for one of the first times ever. And I've already discovered there's a lot of personalities and players in this league that like I'm super into. Like I love watching Tawana Bonner. She's dope. She reminds me of KD. Like the rookie class is really intriguing to me. Like I watched all these girls play Caitlin in college. Like I loved that, and now I love seeing. Okay, is Angel Reese going to be good? Is Cardoso going to be good in the league? Is Cam Brink going to be good? I don't know, but I'm watching, and that's the important part. And it feels to me like there should be more celebrating all of this somehow, whether it's the league itself or the media or anyone. I wish this was just received in like a more pleasant way because I'm already turned off as like a new WNBA watcher. I'm already turned off to the toxicity and the negativity of this in a way that makes me truly want to just like tune out from a sport that I'm brand new to watching that I want to watch more of. And I guess I don't know how to interpret that as a viewer, you know?
Well, it's because my least favorite part of just basketball Twitter in general is think pieces. I can't stand it. I can't stand it because it gets away from hoop, and I hate think pieces. And everything I see right now is just think pieces. Think pieces about like what this means. Which side are you on? The old guard versus the new guard. What does this foul mean against this? Why does this foul mean something about this? Going back to dating how far this is. This wasn't what it was like when the shot played Candace Parker. Like, can we just what hoop? Basketball, the game. Can we get back to that? I don't understand it. It's the best word I can come up with is nauseating. It's just like exhausting, to be honest with you, because it's like what it's not that far into the season, and all we get is a new thing every day, a new foul every day, something going on, and it's just like it just takes away from it. It's odd to me.
Yeah. You said you hate think pieces. That's because you also hate thinking.
I do hate thinking sometimes for real, but I definitely hate like think pieces. Like there was something I saw on that foul I think it was on her where it was like, this is how the older generation of African American women show other African American women to stand up for themselves and do this again. And I'm just like, dog, in my men's league game, somebody fouled me hard. And the next time I came down there, I didn't make a basketball play and I took Buddy's arm out.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it is.
Yeah. Yeah, if it was just like honestly, the thing I think I have the least problem with here is like the Kennedy Carter stuff. Like, okay, she cheap shotted her. That happens sometimes in sports. And I wish they would have like assessed her a flagrant in the moment instead of doing it like a day later. I like to me, I do think the WNBA official should probably be protecting Caitlin a little more right now, given where we're at. Like she's a valuable asset to the league. I would
Dog, do NBA officials not protect the stars?
yeah, it's
Protect
weird.
protect your meal ticket.
It's weird. I also like I don't know. I get why a lot of the other stars of the WNBA are not excited about Caitlyn. Um, but like if I don't know, it feels like it's gone a little too far on that. Like it's not just like competitor energy. It's like I hate your guts energy.
This is and I guess this is where it might flip for me. I do have to take a moment to acknowledge the level of hating that is going on. It's one that I can only dream to exceed. This is some top tier hating that is going on. But like, damn.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, like I think you pointed out pretty well. Caitlin's just kind of like, even though she does, she has her moments. Like we all seen the clip of the things she does. When she gets frustrated, she yells at the ref and all this. And she's had her like fair share of like moments where she's shoved people and got frustrated and things like that. She's no saint in that regard, but it's just like, damn, when are we gonna get to the hoop?
Yeah. Can I give you some other thoughts amongst all of this that I have?
Please.
I'm gonna run through them and give me a quick response. Shout out to Dion, that boy D Hill, who's been on the show a bunch with us. I strongly agree with him on this. The Indiana Fever are dropping the ball, not having enforcer types to protect Caitlin right now. Like the fact that there is no Draymond out there to play Draymond to her Steph Curry is a massive part of this issue.
Yeah, it is. I think that's issue 1B. Issue 1A is that these girls need to step it up. Like for
So
real, be better.
my second thing here was are we sure that Caitlyn doesn't just need to be even better than she currently is? Because this does feel a little like remember when LeBron got to the NBA and remember when like Darius Miles was like rolling his eyes in interviews and like, oh yeah, like he'll help us a little bit, but it's more about us. And then like a week in, it was like, no, LeBron's the best person here. He's the star now. Like, if Caitlyn's gonna get the transcendent hype, doesn't she have to actually be transcendent?
Oh yeah, she's definitely got to be better. She's averaging like 6 turnovers a game
Yeah,
and
but like
shooting bad.
her numbers are good, but it is reaching a point where like you're actually fueling the haters more if you don't just play well.
Yes.
Like I need like a 40-point Caitlyn game just to like shut everybody up.
Shut everyone up. Yes.
Yeah, for a couple weeks. And it's trending the opposite direction. She just had the worst game thus far. And again, she's probably tired because of the schedule here, but it's kind of crazy. My conspiracy theory, I've said this to you offline. Now I'm going to say it online, I believe, for the first time. I believe the Indiana Fever would have a better chance to win basketball games in the WNBA if it was Caitlin and all of her Iowa teammates instead of everyone on the Indiana Fever.
I miss Kate Martin.
These girls have no idea how to play off of her at all. Like they're definitely way more talented than most of the teammates on Iowa, but like it's bad. It's baffling to me. They just if she gives the ball up, she never gets it back for like a dribble handoff. And she always gets herself open and their backs are just turned to her. They don't even attempt layups that she creates for them because they're not ready for the pass. It's like it's infuriating. It's like watching someone who has no idea how to play with this player. It truly is like rookie year Steph Curry when it was like still Monte Ellis's team and like Curry would just run around and like hit some threes one game and then like everything else sucked after that. That's what it
Yeah.
feels like. It's got to change.
Yeah, and Kent Bazemore.
Yeah, and these dudes are just like
It
F
kept
this.
Udo.
Like, F this. We're supposed to be the third worst team in the league and get our 20. Like, no, like shit needs to change. I think those are all my things. Do you have anything else? Oh, no, I have one more thing on this. Sorry. Hey, Pat McAfee, just stop. Just stop calling women a bitch. Just don't do that. Like, I don't even like lose the race connotation of this, which I know is part of this. And you and I are like uniquely in a spot here since we're best friends and one of us is black and one of us is white. Like when race shit pops up, I feel like we can at least talk about it without coming across as like super condescending. And your perspective can sometimes help my perspective and vice versa. Anyways, the concept of a white man on television calling a girl a white bitch is impossible for me to even comprehend. Like, what are we doing?
It's also
Why?
it also what do we say all the time, Greg? Like, isn't it kind of good? Isn't it kind of easy to do things sometimes? I want to make something so clear. It is very easy to talk about Caitlin Clark without referring to her as that white bitch. It's easy. It's really easy.
I just don't get it. Like McAfee is not that stupid. Like it has to have been intentional. It has to have been premeditated. And I can't fathom why in the middle of a pro Caitlin rant it would end with that. It's gross. It's disgusting. It's bad.
Yeah. Hopefully that I don't need McAfee's army on us again.
With that said, if I'm Caitlin, I'm coming out to the next game in a white tee that says that white bitch on it.
Yeah, that'd be hard.